In this workshop, we are going to create a wishing wreath for the new year. The circle itself symbolises the results of creation, the universal manifestation of the soul, and is a symbol of time. I'm going to go through some of the materials that we'll be using today. For anyone who is very young taking part, if a guardian could please assist with any scissors or glue or any cutting or anything like that. Firstly, I'm going to make the rim with a paper plate, which you can cut out just at the centre here. You can use anything like card or wire or an old hairband. The good thing about a wreath is you can really be quite resourceful with it, and with the paper plates you can buy them anywhere and they're quite cheap. You can use newspaper cuttings or any bits of fabric. I'm going to be using pieces of paper that I painted, old paintings even that you don't want anymore. I've got loads of scraps of paper. You can use coloured cards. There's little newspaper cuttings, or you can use pieces of fabric as well. I've got bits of felt here. So even if you had pieces of tights or old clothes that you no longer want to use, it's a good idea. You can make really interesting fabric wreaths. We'll need a piece of string or a ribbon. You'll need Pritt stick. If you don't have Pritt stick, you can use double-sided tape, or you can use a stapler. A stapler is very handy in this, so that would be one to definitely have. A hole puncher. Again, a guardian could maybe punch the hole or cut a hole out to hang your wreath. You'll need a scissors. No harm in having a paint palette if you are going to be painting your papers, and then a black pen. We can start with cutting our circle. So I'll just show you on the plate where the rim kind of stops here. We'll draw it out first. Like so. I'm going to get a blade for this myself, but again, if a guardian could please do this. Just going to get it going. And we'll just cut our rim out here. So that's our wreath there, and I wouldn't really even worry about the edges being a little bit rough because we won't be seeing them. So now we have our circular shape. What you can do if you like, you can paint these. I did a few rims that I might do, for example, that could be, you know, a lunar or a zodiac wreath, which could be quite interesting. And here's another one that I painted purple. So they don't have to be white, you can have loads of different colours. But for those of you that may not have any paint, you can just use a nice simple white backdrop. What is manifest can be held in or grasped by the hand. So today we are manifesting some wishes and some goodwill, and that's why I thought the hand would be quite fitting. So what we will do is we'll start by making our stencils. This is a piece of paper that I cut up, so I'm going to draw my hand here. And if I were you, I could just, you know, you can make loads and loads and loads of stencils and just have them ready. Just getting use of all the paper. I'll do it at different angles like this. got some transparent pieces of paper here as well. So to have the different textures will look quite interesting. There we go. Got loads of different colours. We've got some greens, some blues. Draw up as many hands as you can and then just set them aside. Again, you can use newspaper for this, or even cardboard, the end of cereal boxes. After we have a few hands drawn out, then we will just cut around them. Again, you don't have to be too precious about it. Also, you're putting your hand in your own wishes. I think a family wreath of hands is lovely for people who might have dogs or any cats or animals. You could do a family wreath of hands and paws. Cutting from the transparent papers. You can use net that you find on fruit. Sometimes, you know, the way you find some lovely bright orange net on oranges, or sometimes there's pink net on garlic. You can cut shapes out of those things and they look lovely. When you have a great selection of hands, that's when you can start stapling them down and deciding where you'd like to put them. So I think I will begin with using my yellow and blue and red ones. Put them right in here. You can stick it down, as I said, with some tape or with some Pritt stick, but the stapler will be quite quick. And we'll make sure to cover up all those staple marks. In this next step, it's quite handy to have some Pritt stick and some double-sided tape. We're going to just seal down some of the things that we've stapled, and we're going to add some extra layers. Maybe some pink. Pink and orange is quite a nice combination. Do some baby blue here. Just gives it extra shapes, and again, not necessary. You may not even want to do all these layers, but it just means that you can keep on building it up. Some of you might like to add some Lucky Charms to your wreath, and whatever is lucky to you, you can decide. I chose 3 Lucky Charms: an elephant, an orange, and a dolphin. I chose an orange because oranges are a common food symbol in the Chinese New Year, They represent good fortune and can also represent abundance and happiness. And I just used leftover felt, which you can either dangle it or you can stick it on. I'm going to stick it onto my wreath. Elephants are a symbol of good luck all over Asia, but are especially prominent in India and Thailand. They symbolize strength, power, stability, and wisdom. And then the last charm that I chose is a dolphin. Dolphins symbolize harmony and balance, and Ireland lost its beloved fungi this year, the Heart of Dingle in County Kerry. And this dolphin is a small tribute to fungi. Again, the double-sided tape has become very handy. We will stick down fungi. Our lovely elephant, which one will we go now? And now we have our wreath. I like to write my wishes on the back so that nobody can see them. And I think it's nice to have a variety, so if there's somebody that you love that's not around anymore, forever in our hearts, we can write a little wish for the planet. Love our planet and our plants and animals and fellow humans. And then you can maybe write some things that you hope for the next year for yourself. 2021. I'm going to put a candle in the middle before I put it on my door to wish it well. And for those of you who are really into your New Year's resolutions, some might like to sage their wreath once their wishes are on it. And send all of those thoughts out into the universe. I'm wishing you all the best in 2021, and I hope that you have a lovely new year.